Every day, around 800 million vehicles consume 7 billion litres of fuel. Keeping gas stations around the world filled with that flammable liquid is an incredibly complex and potentially dangerous job. Have you ever wondered how gasoline is made? We visited the US oil industry in Texas to discover how gasoline is made from crude oil. This is one of the most powerful places in the world. In Texas lies the heart of the US oil industry. Drilling has taken place here since 1894, but it wasn't until 1901 that the oil industry truly took off, when a single oil company suddenly tripled US oil production. Since then, nearly 60 billion barrels of oil have been extracted from Texan soil, and if the oil companies have calculated correctly, there's still a reserve of about 10 billion barrels yet to be tapped. Oil is not only the main fuel for transportation, it also provides us with 50% of the energy we use. Petrochemical derivatives are also essential for most everyday products like plastics, asphalt, tyres, as well as cosmetics and pharmaceuticals. The sticky, foul-smelling black liquid thereafter is crude oil, the raw material used to make gasoline. Oil is found very deep underground. Tens of millions of years ago, plants and tiny sea creatures died and fell to the sea floor, where they were covered by sediment. Over centuries, this mass of organic material underwent a chemical transformation due to heat and pressure. 150 million years later, it has turned into one of the most important sources of energy in the world. Black gold. It smells like rotten eggs, but it also smells like money. A lot of money. This is Texas tea, black gold, the best there is. On this hot and humid morning, the crew is beginning its work, drilling a new well. Over 2,000 new wells are drilled in Texas every month, and together they extract over 900,000 barrels of crude oil per day. To keep the oil flowing, producers like Occidental Petroleum drill an average of 1 new well per day. For the workers, this loud, grueling work under the sun is just another day at the office. After identifying possible oil and gas deposits beneath the ground using seismic technology, the drilling site is selected. Although this technology helps, oil exploration is still a gamble. If the well is productive, the crude oil goes to the refinery, where it's refined into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other products. But finding and extracting oil from underground is only half the challenge. You also have to reach the oil. In this area, known as the thermal basin, the crude is located at depths of up to 4,000 meters, trapped inside rock that's 542 million years old. To reach the oil, massive engines are used to drive a large drill bit with a diamond tip into the earth. But friction generates intense heat, so high-pressure water must be constantly pumped into the hole to cool the drill head. This water then carries the debris back to the surface as mud. It's a loud and very dangerous job. They must maintain the correct drilling pressure. Too little and it won't cut. Too much and it could break. There are also risks of gas blowouts that could cause catastrophic explosions. While drilling, the crew must constantly add new pieces of drill pipe using a 5-ton automatic torque wrench. Since the drill progresses at about 5 meters per hour, this tough task must be repeated every few hours, 24 hours a day. If they're lucky, they'll hit oil. At first, the pressure of the trapped oil pushes it through small holes into the pipe and up to the surface. But this natural pressure doesn't last forever, so to keep the oil flowing, a deep well plunger pump is used. The circular motion of a flywheel is converted into vertical motion, and like a giant metal syringe, it pulls oil to the surface. The fluid from each well exits through a pipe, and the pipes from all wells feed into a main line that leads to a gas separation tank. The fluid contains carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and natural gas, which must be removed. These pumps are used to gather Texas black gold, but these oil fields are far from where the crude is needed. So a network of pumps sends it through a pipeline on a 1,000-kilometer journey to its destination. This is the largest oil refinery in the United States, with more than 8,000 kilometers of metal piping covering 10 square kilometers. This plant can refine over 562,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The noise is so deafening that the plant's 4,000 workers use over 1 million earplugs per year. This place is so massive that it doesn't only process Texas crude, it also refines oil from around the world. Crude contains a mix of hydrocarbons, each with a different number of carbon atoms. These hydrocarbons have different weights. The lightest is propane, while the heaviest is used to make asphalt. The team removes and treats hydrogen sulfide, converting it into sulfur that a local farm buys to use as fertilizer. After heating the crude to over 370 degrees Celsius, it's pumped into the base of the tower, and the vapor rises like boiling water. As it cools, the molecules condense. The heaviest asphalts settle at the bottom, while lighter molecules like gasoline and kerosene rise and condense at different levels, where they can be extracted using a siphon. From every 191 barrels of crude, they extract 88 litres of gasoline, 48 litres of diesel, around 26 litres of kerosene, nearly 7 litres of propane, and 32 litres of other products like lubricants and plastics. This plant produces enough gasoline to power a car for 75 round trips to the moon. The fuel is tested using an old engine to check its detonation capacity. Detonation in an engine happens when the fuel ignites spontaneously due to compression in the cylinder. Then, the lab sends the data back to the refinery to correct any errors in the blend and ensure it's perfect. It's time to open some valves so the gasoline can flow through underground pipelines to nearby terminals. From there, it's transferred to massive tanker trucks. But filling a tanker truck is more dangerous than filling a car's fuel tank. A mistake during loading or unloading could result in a serious explosion. The metal body can generate sparks due to static electricity, so the first thing they do is attach a grounding cable and activate safety sensors to prevent overfilling. A second pipe, known as the vapor recovery pipe, captures the vapors to keep them from entering the atmosphere. Every day, about 4 million litres of gasoline are transported to gas stations. Once the gasoline is poured into the huge storage tanks, it's ready for use. Next time you fill up your tank and think about how expensive fuel is, remember the government and the oil producers. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel and activate notifications to keep learning. See you next time.